oops, I ran out of video film. Anyway, part 2. What I was going to say was, flea and tick stuff, the stuff you put here, I noticed he was getting to where you couldn't touch him right on the back of the shoulders. And he had a really big gaping, like big chunk of like scar tissue type there. And it was really sore if you touched him. Like if you touched him, you'd cower down, you know, like wow. And it was right where I put that flea and tick stuff. It was creating scar tissue. And Lord only knows what that scar tissue is going to create later on, right? And so I have been feeding this to him, and I noticed he's been itching. And before, when you go to pick him up, he's like kind of stiff, like, you know, like, it's sore. Well, I noticed that when I go to itch him now, I can get really rough, and he absolutely loves it. And this guy's 18, he's been so sore. I mean, it's just been, and it's like all over. You can, here, over here and sit down so everybody can see you. So you can itch him anywhere you want now. Top of the head, right here. He's like, oh gosh, itch. And see, now I can itch up and down his spine like this. I couldn't even hardly touch his spine before. And just look how much that itches the whole thing right there. I couldn't touch him right here at all. And now I can just really go to town right here. So just by doing this kind of a thing over his whole body, even his ribs and everything, what it's doing is it's kind of like giving him a massage and getting rid of all that scar tissue, which is I'm finding is really interesting. But he's having the same thing I'm having, you know, and I don't itch all over my body because I've been doing other things. But you just see, he just absolutely just like, oh my gosh, I itch so bad everywhere. But his demeanor is so much better. He's actually more active now and a lot more, you know, in tune with everything. I make him hunt for his food too. That's the best thing you can do for dogs is once I get him fed, I'll take his treats, tear him up in little pieces, and then place him throughout the living room or something like that and let him hunt for him. And his cognitive has really just upped a lot because otherwise he's just kind of like, what do you do? I'm an old dog, you know, just lay here and sleep and eat. So it really helps his sharpness of his mind. And so since I've been doing that and this internal with him, I've been noticing a huge change with him. Mental, physical, everything. And he's getting to where he's just like running like a little puppy again. It's just crazy. So it all has to do with health. Your health. My health. And we're living in a society right now that is just one of the unhealthiest we've ever been. Our physical bodies are shot. Our mental bodies are shot from all the mental that we have to witness. You know, it's like the news. All they do is just pour garbage and pour garbage and pour garbage at you. I was at the gym one day, or yesterday, haven't been there forever. I gotta start working out again. And all I seen was the news, and it was all about them importing 70,000 Afghanistans. Didn't they just import a whole bunch of Mexicans? I mean, it's nothing to do with people. And I don't wish anybody ill. It has nothing to do with that at all. But it has everything to do with COVID. Because the more people they have here, the more they can put them on government assistance. The more they do that, then guess what? They have to have the shots, they have to have all this stuff, which is what's being provided by the people that are robbing you of life. And it's all about the money. They don't care about those people. They're going to try to give them COVID anyway. It's just a way to make them more money. Nobody realizes they're a puppet in this. And that's all I'm here to do is just bring the truth that you can't see or can't understand because it's so far back and it goes clear back to the beginning. To the Garden of Eden and the apple. They had it wrong. All wrong. For a reason. to keep men thinking that women are less than. Keep thinking that because of Eve, men have been tainted and have to, suffer. When you do that, it's a double whammy. Because not only do you suffer, everybody around you suffers. But not only that, because of that story and the way it was projected, it makes any masculine in this world ashamed of having any feminine energy in him, period. And that is another big one that needs to go. Because we are all, God is masculine and feminine. God's all. God is feminine when God creates. God is masculine when God stimulates. When God projects a healed energy of enlightenment for us to evolve, that's God stepping into God's masculine. When God's creating, God's in his feminine. God is just a ball of energy. Our souls are in the ball of energy. Therefore, we are all God source energy. You just have to clear your channel to be able to get it. Everybody has the same abilities I do. Everybody. You just have to know and understand that you have that. And the Bible has been, and it's not the Bible, the book of creation is supposed to be. The Bible is nothing more than the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. It's the same thing, just a different time frame. The Emerald Tablets, everything tells the same story. It's just a different time frame on how to tell it. Unfortunately, through pictures and words, you can interpret it however you want. But when you're talking vibrational frequency of numbers, it never lies. Numbers are the key to the universe. Because when you understand energy of numbers, you can understand anything from the past. Because it doesn't matter what kind of text and what kind of picture it has on it. The numbers never lie. That's all we're here for, is to learn to create with your God source energy. And the Bible makes you feel like you're less than. I've known grown people that have cried on their deathbed because they think they're going to go to hell, and they've been a great person. They have never felt worthy of God their whole life. Isn't that a joke on them when they die and realize that they've lived their whole life in fear, realizing the power was with them all along?